Eddie. Evergreen stood still as the platform beneath him began to respond. A faint glow spread outward from the stone beneath his feet. The chamber reacted, sending a low vibration through the stone floor. Harper Lane stayed beside him, watching the space carefully. Her tablet flickered as the chamber adjusted to the activation. The air grew heavier, as if the chamber itself was waking up. A deep rumble rolled through the stone walls, steady and controlled. A deep vibration that seemed to come from the very bones of the earth. The glowing seam beneath the platform, once just a faint line of light, widened slowly, revealing a narrow opening that hadn't existed moments before. It wasn't a doorway carved into the rock. It was a space that had decided to open, a fold in reality itself. Eddie instinctively stepped back slightly as the heavy stone slid apart, grinding against itself to form a passage just wide enough for one person at a time to squeeze through. The air that drifted out from the newly formed gap felt entirely different. It was cooler, heavier, and carried a faint, almost metallic scent, like the air after a lightning strike. Woo! Harper, her eyes wide behind her large glasses, studied the opening with intense focus. "This wasn't sealed," she said quietly, her voice barely a whisper against the low hum of the chamber. It was inactive. As if to confirm her words, the compass in Eddie's hand pulsed once, a steady and deliberate beat of light, its needle pointing directly into the dark, inviting passage. Eddie hesitated for only a second, his heart thumping in his chest. He took a deep breath, glanced at Harper, and then stepped forward, committing to the unknown. As he crossed the threshold, the chamber lights behind them dimmed, as if the ancient place was encouraging only one direction: forward. There was no turning back now. Inside the passage, the walls were surprisingly smooth, a stark contrast to the rough-hewn stone of the chamber they had just left. They were etched with faint, intricate lines that seemed to absorb the compass's glow and reflected deeper into the darkness ahead, creating a mesmerizing, almost hypnotic effect. Harper leaned closer to the wall, her fingers gently tracing one of the patterns. "These markings. They match the earliest patterns," she said, her voice filled with a mix of awe and discovery. "The ones we saw before anything in this place started reacting?" The passage wasn't long. It soon widened into a small, circular hollow, almost like a natural cave, but clearly something more. Embedded in the far wall was a large, circular stone plate, perfectly smooth and blank at first glance. But as Eddie approached with the glowing compass, symbols began to surface across the plate. They didn't just appear. They formed slowly, carefully, blooming into existence like a complex system waking from a long, deep silence. The air crackled with a quiet energy. "This isn't an exit," Eddie said softly, the realization dawning on him. This wasn't a way out of the forest or back to the world, they knew. Harper nodded, her gaze fixed on the shifting symbols. "It's a transition," she agreed. "A gateway." With a quiet, satisfying click, the stone plate shifted. Somewhere beyond the wall, a mechanism responded in kind, a distant thud echoing from the other side. The compass in Eddie's hand steadied completely. Its light now, a solid, unwavering beam pointing straight ahead. Whatever lay beyond this wall, it wasn't part of the forest. It was what came after it. The final destination. Their journey was just beginning.